Good. How are
Good.
you?
We were just on a Zoom meeting together just a few minutes ago.
Yes, we were.
Okay. So friends, this is my friend Crystal. She's a new friend. We just met like 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks ago, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first I want to start by saying anyone in the storm's path, thinking about you and prayers out for you all. I've had a very long day at work. And glad it wasn't as bad as some expected in some areas, but to Southern Georgia, Valdosta, 97% of the people there without power. I've got news crews there. So just thinking of everyone tonight, wanted to make sure I touched on that. Didn't want to be tone deaf because I know a lot of my friends and people who follow me live in Florida since I lived there for so long. So just thinking about y'all, stay safe, listen to emergency officials. Now, Crystal, it's so good to see you.
Good to see
So
you
this
too.
is our Wednesday Wisdom with Friends. And Crystal, for those who have joined who don't know you, tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first, thank you so much, Suzanne, for having me. Hi, everyone. I'm Crystal Renee, and I'm a serial entrepreneur, speaker, author, business coach, and a brand strategist. And I teach entrepreneurs how to monetize their expertise and create multiple streams of income.
And she's a pretty cool person.
Oh.
Talking about using what you're strong at and just, I just love this journey that I'm on. I keep on meeting other women who are empowering other women and supporting them. And that is immediately the vibe. So Crystal was sitting in front of me last week in DC, and I'm like, do you want me to take your pictures for social? And you're like, oh, okay. It's just, we're all just like, helping each other out. So it's just awesome. So this week, the topic of the week I'm talking about, and would love your thoughts on this before we talk more about your awesome thing that you share, is resetting. Like sometimes we need a big reset, but I'm a big believer in like daily resets and regular resets. What in your kind of, business world practice, you're an entrepreneur, you've been a big person in corporate world and everything too. How do you reset, or how do you help people figure out how to reset?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I think it's definitely something that's overlooked, and I agree with you. Regular resets are really important. I think for me, it was learning that I needed quiet time. Was really really important. Even like let's just say daily, I just needed a few minutes to myself. Especially when you are in a leadership role and you have a responsibility for others, the responsibility for the growth and learning of others. It's kind of like, okay, a lot of times you put them before you. And so I realized that, I probably need about 30 minutes at least, maybe an hour, just to myself so that I can decompress, kind of like process, what went on through the day, leave it behind me, and relax and transition to the next part of my day. So I think having quiet time is a huge part of that on a daily basis. And then I think, if we look at monthly or on some other regular interval, just being able to travel and step away. So actually taking a vacation is a nice way to reset as well, to remove yourself from the environment that you're immersed in. Because I think we kind of get into our, just our everyday, and sometimes it's hard to kind of break out of that, and we kind of weigh ourselves down. So changing up or disrupting what you normally do is a great way to do that.
I love, and I'm just putting a little a comment here for everyone. Just let us know where you're joining from. I think you hit on two important things. First, the daily, and as a leader, that's something I also had to learn to explain to my staff. I midday, Tarshia from Maryland, not far from you,
Yeah,
Crystal.
I was
Yeah,
about to
you're
say.
up in that area too. I I had to learn to explain it to my staff because I have to, like, while I understand lunches and meetings and stuff are important and I'll do them, I am not the optimal leader if every minute of my day is scheduled with people.
Mm-hmm.
And by nature, my job of leading with a newsroom, a lot of that is with people. So I have to have some alone time to be able to like recharge and be the best leader I can be. But I think you're right that so we overlook the, you have to, you said traveling, like the big reset too. Like you have to be able to step away, both daily and big, and figuring out what that looks like for you and explaining the priority to everyone.
Yeah.
So good thoughts. Thank you for that. I want to talk a little bit about your area of genius or the zone of genius and what you talk to folks about, because I was just like, that's awesome. When I heard you speak about this, I'm like, it just gave me so much clarity. And you were one of many people who spoke the word clarity into my life in a week's time that I ended up writing about clarity. I'm like, okay, I obviously am supposed to be spending some time on clarity. Share with folks kind of your thoughts on that.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I talk to my clients about, and just in general, about your zone of genius, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship. And for me, your zone of genius has four elements. So the first is going to be what you have knowledge, skill, training, or expertise in. Like you would be considered an expert in this area. That's the first part. The second is going to be, you're passionate about it. So is this something that you're passionate about? Would you wake up in the morning and do this for free? I think that's really important, especially when it comes to running a business. The third thing is it, who are the people that you can help with this particular skill set and passion that you have right now? And the fourth is it monetizable? Like, are people willing to um, buy whatever that particular product is that you've created with your skill set right now? And so having all four of those elements like makes up your zone of genius. And I think for entrepreneurs, it's really important to operate in your zone of genius, because that is kind of like, we experience so many ups and downs, as entrepreneurs. And when you choose something outside of your zone of genius, I truly believe that's where you find that you always want to pivot. You always want to do something else, or you're bored with it, or you just don't like it anymore. It's because we've chosen something that's outside of our zone of genius. A lot of times we start a business based upon what we're good at, but that may not be what we're passionate about. And so I just really think that you got to have all of those elements in order to really be operating in your zone of genius.
Well, and one of my favorite things to talk about is living and leading under pressure. And, when the pressure is on, and I think part of dealing with the pressure always being on is figuring out, are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? And I think those things that you mentioned can also, go into many of those same questions, and figuring out what your values are, what are you passionate about? What is your purpose? How do you, how are you helping others? And they all kind of play in together, I believe. So I just think that's awesome to go through that process, whatever you're wanting to do with that process, monetize it, or just figuring out, or even just figuring out what your job is, or how to volunteer, or how to pour into other people's lives. I think it's awesome. So speaking about what you're speaking about, and what I will be speaking about at something that you're speaking in, you have a summit coming up. Want to share with everyone about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm hosting a summit, the Brand Build Her Blueprint Summit. It's going to be October the 6th and the 7th. And it's for women entrepreneurs that are looking to grow and scale their business to the next level. One of my goals in life, I would say my mission and really my legacy, is to create as many 7 to 8 figure earners, women entrepreneurs, as possible before I leave this earth. And so the summit really is like my legacy project, and something that I'm really, really passionate about. The summit's going to have a virtual component as well as an in-person component. So the virtual component is going to be October the 6th. So you're going to get to hear Suzanne's one of the speakers in it, as well as myself. We're going to be talking, giving you guys words of wisdom, strategies, tools you can implement right now in your business to help you grow, to help you make more money, to help you really be able to do the things that you want to do, create real wealth, and live the life that you truly deserve. October the 7th is in person, so you'll get to meet us in person, and some of the other speakers in person on that day. And again, we're going to be pouring into the participants, and we're going to have a book signing that day, a luncheon, and also a VIP mastermind where you'll get a chance to ask all the speakers any question that you have, any burning question that you have is going to help you either grow or scale your business, grow professionally, grow personally, whatever it is that's on your heart. We're there and we're showing up and we are going to be ready to serve you, right? Because it really is about you and about you getting to the next level. You know, if I didn't have mentors or I didn't have someone to kind of show me the way, I wouldn't be where I am today. And so I really want to be able to give that back to other women entrepreneurs, and I want to see more of us win.
Awesome. Who helped you? How did another woman help bring you up in your professional world or even in your personal world, maybe different ones, but like when you're like, you want to pour into other women and that's your legacy, who did that for you? Was it someone you just met by chance, a boss, coworker?
Yeah, I think I've had several women throughout the time that I've been growing up. So I can give you a couple of examples. I think the first time I had a mentor was around the age of 12, and like at my church, we did like what's it called? Like a cotillion or something like that. Yeah, we did like a cotillion, and we each had a mentor, and that person's responsibility was to like kind of take you out, socialize, but also guide you, you know, in terms of faith into womanhood. So that was really cool. And I took that experience because she shared a lot with me in terms of like you getting ready for school and some of the things I might be interested in and some of the things she knows that I was interested in, made some recommendations about science and math, which I knew I was good at, but you know, I didn't know I wanted to necessarily go into engineering at that point. And then in high school, I had a mentor. I actually interned at NASA, so I had a mentor. Yeah, um, my mentor was male, but the person who encouraged me to pursue NASA was a female. She was a woman. And she basically said, you know, you're really, really good at math and science. You're good at programming. I know you picked this place, but this is the place that you belong. And so, you know, I'm in high school. I'm like, man, I want to do what I want to do. Um, but I did listen to her, and I'm so glad I did because that, you know, kind of gave me the confidence that I need to go ahead and pursue my engineering degree. And then fast forward to corporate, a lady, she worked there for maybe a year. I mean, she was like, oh, this is one of the managers and leaders, but I think she recognized my talent. And she was the first person who actually taught me how to advocate for myself in the corporate environment, like ask for more money. She had an opportunity to, because I was a government contractor, and she had an opportunity to see how much we were all making, and she saw my salary and how much I was doing, and she was like, you really should be making more. She was like, there's no reason why your number should be this on paper. And you know, I thought about that, but it didn't occur to me to actually like ask for more, if that makes sense. And so that stuck with me, and that was a lesson that I took to heart, and I did that for other people after that. So, you know, and then in business, I've had several women mentors that have, you know, really helped me to have confidence in what I was doing and validating that I was on the right path and saying that entrepreneurship really is for me, giving me those strategies and tips that I need. So, so many people along the way once I really got into entrepreneurship. So I've had several women, but I think ultimately a lot of it was you can do this. You deserve better. You deserve more, and don't think that you don't. You know what I mean? Don't why are you playing small? I think that like if I look at the conversations over the time, really it has one recurring theme. Why are you playing small? And so that is really going to be my question then, like putting the mirror back to other women entrepreneurs. Why are you playing small? Because you deserve more, and you can absolutely have more. You don't have to do and stay in the box that society creates for us as a woman.
Yeah. I had someone once tell me, and I thought it was really cool. Like I was talking about a certain job, and I'm like, I basically said something how I didn't think I was qualified for it. And that female leader said, a man never says they're not qualified for a job. They just go for it. You know, they go for the promotion and sell themselves. And I was like, I do think, you know, it's we question ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think imposter syndrome amongst women is really, it's a thing. And you know, we think we're lucky to have it. And, you know, thanks, you know, for even just giving me the opportunity, you know,
Right.
instead of just thinking about fighting for ourselves and advocating for ourselves
Right.
and doing all of those things that we need to do. So, my thing is juggling faith, family, and career, which is a lot. We are all trying to juggle the things in life. What's your advice to women who are trying to juggle it all? I mean, you have multiple businesses, you are helping so many people. How do you, what's one thing to share that helps keep you grounded and focused and quite frankly, just sane?
So I think what like when everything's said and done, um, when I'm like, I guess by myself and in my own thoughts, I think one of the things that I think over and over to myself is everything you have, you deserve. You're enough, and nothing's wrong with more. Like, I think just, saying that to myself, and also you are where you're supposed to be. I think that's a big one. You are where you're supposed to be. Because sometimes, even me, I beat myself up like, dang, I should be further along. Dang, I should have done this. Or that's something I say to myself over and over and over again. You are where you're supposed to be, because um, a lot of times we go through struggles, challenges, and we have to learn lessons. And there's a reason why maybe we haven't gotten to the place that we see ourselves, or we think we should be, because there's something we're meant to learn. And over all the years that I've learned a lot of many hard lessons, I've also kind of internalized this is where I'm supposed to be, because there's something I'm meant to do, or something I'm meant to learn. And also, in regards to faith, I feel like a lot of the struggles are not for me. They are so that I can guide someone else. So while I may be going through something, or something is placed upon me, or something happens, it's because I'm meant to lead someone else through that particular thing. And I've seen it in my life over and over and over again. So now I'm like, why not me? At this point, why not?
My coach reminded me of that last year. Things I didn't think were moving fast enough for me. And she stopped. She's like, you know what? I think, I don't think you're supposed to be there yet. I think there are a few things you need to work on before you get there. And to see how this year has played out, she was so right. Like things would have gone so wrong if I had jumped into some things, or some things had happened according to the timetable I had in my head. And I think that's what we get stuck in our head sometimes, is the timetable in our head.
Right.
Okay, where can people, we will drop in there, find out about your summit to make sure that they sign up. Where can everyone find you?
Yeah, so guys, I am on all the socials. So on Instagram, I'm at I_simply_she. Facebook at I Simply She, LinkedIn at Crystal Vernay. Um, and you can get your tickets for the summit if you go to www.slayhardeveryday.co. Slayhardeveryday.co, and click on register for the Brand Builder Blueprint Summit, and you can get your tickets. And we have lots of different options for tickets, virtual and in person. Definitely don't want to miss out on the VIP experience, guys. It's going to be amazing. If you're doing the virtual ticket, you get a replay, as well as a lot of bonuses from our amazing, amazing, amazing speakers. And Suzanne is one of them. Getting a chance to connect with each and every one of them, and just the chance to really grow your business. And I can just speak for myself and say, I say as like a baby entrepreneur, or an entrepreneur in infancy, I wish I had taken advantage of things like this a lot sooner. Just, just even just for the collaboration and for the networking piece of things. You don't have to do your business alone. I think that's one of the biggest things that I hope to impart to people also on, like, that attend the summit, is that there are people that are here that can help you. So don't feel like you're by yourself in the world.
Right. And I do think too that even if you're not a female
Yeah.
entrepreneur, there are just some finding your voice things that a lot of the speakers speak to at summits like yours and other ones too. So just women leaders. I think there's a lot of good stuff just for women leaders, or women wanting to grow in their leadership as well. So
Absolutely.
I am so glad we met. Again, the journey that I've been on, the amazing women who are willing to just help other women is awesome. And I can't wait to talk to you more as we prepare for your summit. And thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me again. I can't wait. This is going to be
Okay.
awesome.
Okay. See y'all tomorrow.
All right.
See
Take
you,
care.
Crystal. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.